Okay, so Miss L. Roses or chocolate?
Roses.
Gym or swim?
Gym.
Balcony or garden?
Garden.
Biggie or Tupac?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say Biggie.
Bath or shower?
Shower.
Nike or Gucci?
Gucci.
Heels or trainers?
Trainers every time.
White or black?
Black.
Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Hot chocolate or tea?
Tea.
Single or taken?
Taken.
Rich or honest?
Honest.
Fast or slow?
Slow.
Natural or fake?
Natural.
BMW or Audi?
Audi.
Audi or Mercedes?
Audi.
IG or Snap?
IG.
In person or online?
In person.
Okay. And then we're gonna move on to. Hold on, where is it? We're gonna move on to clapped, but we need to. There we are. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, so clapped. Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
Meat or veg?
Meat.
Breast or bumper?
Bumper.
Nike or Gucci?
Nike.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Dark skin, brown skin or light skin?
Dark skin.
BMW or Audi?
BMW.
BMW or Mercedes?
Mercedes.
Gym or swim?
Swim.
Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Short or tall?
Tall.
Thick or slim?
Slim.
Actor or director?
Director.
Watch or chain?
Chain.
Insta or snap?
Insta.
And then we're gonna go over to Melissa. Roses or chocolate?
Roses.
Gym or swim?
Swim.
Balcony or garden?
Balcony.
Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie.
Bath or shower?
Bath.
Nike or Gucci?
Nike.
Heels or trainers?
Trainers.
White or black?
Black.
Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Hot chocolate or tea?
Tea.
Single or taken?
Taken.
Fast or slow?
Fast.
Rich or honest?
Honest.
Natural or fake?
Natural.
BMW or Audi?
BMW.
BMW or Mercedes?
Mercedes.
IG or Snap?
IG.
In person or online?
In person.
Right, and then we're gonna go over to Carter. I'm gonna do you again, clapped. But we'll do Carter first. Roses or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Gym or swim?
Swim.
Balcony or garden?
Garden.
Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
Bath or shower?
Bath.
Nike or Gucci?
Nike.
Heels or trainers?
Trainers.
White or black?
Black.
Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Hot chocolate or tea?
Hot chocolate.
Single or taken?
Single.
Rich or honest?
Sorry, Rich.
Really no.
Yep.
Fast or slow?
Fast.
Natural or fake?
Natural.
BMW or Audi?
BMW.
BMW or Mercedes?
Mercedes.
IG or Snap?
Both.
IG or Snap?
IG.
In person or online?
In person.
Alright, we'll call it there.
You piss me
Right.
off.
Both.
Oh,
'cause
the
I've
Reason
met
why,
both.
alright, so bearing in mind, this is a new experience for me, innit? Like, I don't, like everybody else, I grew up in a community where I don't really have gay friends, innit? So I've got a girl cousin on my dad's side. She's lesbian. But I don't have, I know of males that are gay because of my past. But I don't have like intimate brethrens that on every day. So when I asked you that question, I said bumper or breast. I don't know if that actually applies to you. Because I don't know how you look.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you said that, I was thinking,
that
why
lost
not?
me. That
So
lost me.
it's something brand new for me. So don't take anything personal.
Oh, no, I
Because
didn't
obviously
even deep it like
something-
that.
I just got it. I got it.
I
Same
was
way.
thinking,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
can't like, I was thinking of like IG and come on, the bumpers look good. Like,
Okay,
IG
well, no,
ones
I
and
just
that.
thought it was like, what one would you rate more? So I was just like,
Okay, yeah,
it's a
that's
bumper.
fine.
I thought
Yeah,
you
that's
meant,
fine.
okay, what us?
That's perfect. Yeah, no, I thought I'd just put that out there because I'm new to all this. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go into the interview now.
If it's a breast, I'm going to look at you like breast.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I do see nice breasts.
I thought about it for like 2 seconds, and I was like, okay.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
All right, so the camera's rolling. So, if we could get everybody to introduce themselves from left to right, so it would be my left. Just introducing themselves, their age, where they're from, where we can find yourself on social platforms.
So my name's Melissa. I'm 25. I'm from Catford, and I'm on Instagram as Melissa I Jones.
Hi, I'm Carter the Bandit. You can find me on Instagram at Carter the Bandit or Twitter, He's the Bandit. And yeah, I'm from South.
I go by the name of Clapped. You can find me on Instagram at ClapThisLondon. I'm from Southeast London, and I'm 21. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Elle. I'm from Northwest London. You can find me on Instagram. It's Latrice LX, and I'm 24.
Okay, so we're gonna go straight into it. So today we're gonna be talking about gay and living in London. So first and foremost, I'd like to ask you, what do you lot all do for hobbies?
Ooh.
We could do the same order from left to right, just unless anybody else feels that they want to
Hobby.
interject.
I don't like these questions. I feel real boring. I can't think of anything. I don't have a particular hobby. Like, I'm just with my friends most of the time. Like, all my friends have kids, so I basically just do what my auntie all the time.
Okay.
Hobbies. Chill with my friends. I write music
Okay.
and do music as well and dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long you been doing that for?
Doing what, like the
Music.
whole thing? Music.
Yeah.
I've been doing music since last year March, and yeah,
How you finding it?
I'm finding it a bit hard as being a gay artist and still trying to get everyone to listen to my music as much as focusing on sexuality. So it's it's 50-50 at the moment where I get good feedback, and then there's some people that are still a bit haven't really listened to it yet. But yeah, it's going good so far.
Okay. And yourself?
Well, me, I'm a creative, so I'm very much like, I'm into music. I used to be very much into like performance, because I did used to sing once upon a time, but nowadays I'm very like into fashion, so I make clothes, like into designing and like styling, stuff like that.
And how long you been doing that for?
Very young, to be honest, from like as long as I can remember, like from very, very young. Like it's just always been a little passion for me.
Okay.
Started like creating my own stuff, customizing my own stuff from a young age. So
Okay.
yeah.
And do you sell your products?
Sell.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I have made stuff for people every now and then, but now I am getting into that. It is something I'm getting into. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same. I feel like I'm gonna feel a bit boring because I don't really have much hobbies either. I really like cooking. I'm vegan, so I'm always trying to cook up new recipes and try and find things that are quite similar to meat, as you can say. Because all of my friends, my family, I'm like the only vegan kind of I know. So I try and cook for people and introduce them to new things and take them to new restaurants and stuff like that. That's what I enjoy doing.
So you're vegan and gay.
Yeah, yeah.
How long you been vegan for?
Over 2 years now.
How you finding it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's the background behind that? Why did you?
Why did I turn vegan?
Yeah.
So in less than a year, I lost 5.5 stone.
Oh, well done.
And I did that by slowly cutting out meat, dairy, and I just felt better within myself. I had like acne, my skin improved, and then I love animals anyway, so I then kind of had the connection of not wanting to eat them, and it just ended up working for me, and I kept the weight off, and it's made me happier, so I just carried on with it, and now I can't imagine doing anything else.
What's your favourite restaurant you've been to?
My favourite restaurant? Do you know what? I quite like Dishoom. They have really good vegan options. And there's like another vegan restaurant in Northwest London called Comptoir V. They do the best vegan like prawns. And yeah, and like Dirty Vegan in Westfield, best Sunday ever. So yeah.
Where did you lot all grow up? Whereabouts in London did you grow up? Did you all grow up in London? Are you all born here?
Yeah.
What's the...
Yeah, I've always born, raised, grown up in London, Northwest London. I think like the nearest kind of bait place that everyone would relate to if I said Northwest London is like Camden Town.
Okay.
So I've always been there. I went to uni and I went to Sheffield and I stayed there for 3 years. It's just too small and quiet, so I came back and yeah, just been in London ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clapped?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Southeast London. Been in Southeast London all my life, literally.
Okay.
Same. I was born and raised in Southeast. Yeah.
Always lived in Southeast?
No, I moved out my mum's house when I was 18, and I moved to North.
Okay.
Well, actually, I moved to East, and then I moved to North, and then I literally only came back to South last year, June.
Okay. Melissa?
Yeah, like I was born and raised in South East London. Haven't ventured out.
Okay. So let's go into the deep end. Most people would want to ask this question, so I'm going to ask it and get it over and done with. What age did you realise that you lot were attracted to the same sex?
I feel like it's always been in like the back of my mind, but I just didn't acknowledge it. Like I was one of them people where like I just didn't like to be around lesbians because like I knew how I felt, so I didn't really want to acknowledge that part of me. But I say more so in secondary school it came like apparent, and then I just don't.
What was the signs for you?
The signs. I like girls. Like I wouldn't look at I could look at a boy and say like he's a good looking boy, but I don't want to have sex with him.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It's just like they're good looking. You can appreciate
like
that they're good looking, but that's it.
That's literally it.
Okay.
Or even if like at the end of sex is sex, right? At the end of the day, like anyone can give it to you, but I feel like on a more emotional level, like I connected better with females and like I'd want to be around females, so it's more of an emotional thing. Obviously it's physical, like come on, but for me like in the beginning it was definitely more emotional.
Okay. Carter?
I feel like probably at the age of 16 or 15, that's kind of what like when I kind of started exploring a bit, like just I don't know, it's just yeah.
So what do you mean when you say exploring? What were the type of things that you found? What kind of situations did you find yourself in when it came to exploring? Because when you say you explored, that could be very...
True. Okay, like as in feelings wise, like don't get me wrong, it's the same thing Melissa said with like looking at like girls and stuff, and I could think they're pretty, but like with guys it's a different situation. Like I just felt a bit more attracted to them, but yeah, like that's what I mean by exploring. Like it just felt like the feeling was different.
Okay, and clapped?
Well, with me, I would say from when I was young, like from as far as I remember, I'd say all my life, but it's weird that every academic, despite the fact that I am attracted to guys, or I've always been, every academic year, like let's say nursery, secondary school, etc., I wouldn't really say I'm just attracted to guys, because I like to like, I'm based more on connections and like energy, so every academic year I would say there would be a girl I would connect with and I could actually like fulfill something with them kind of thing. So it's like every academic year I did have a connection with one girl, and that would be for like however many years in that, but then obviously people grow apart kind of thing. So with me it's just like I'm just I'm based from I get what I like from energy basically. So I wouldn't say right now. Ideally, I'm attracted to guys, but then it's a particular girl that could literally change me. I could switch it up for whoever.
Okay, so
basically.
would you say you're bisexual then?
I wouldn't give myself a sexuality kind of thing. I would if anyone was to ask me anyone on the road that wouldn't like understand, I would say gay because it is what it is. End of the day, I'm attracted to guys, but deeper than that, I'm just fluid. I like what I like. I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to, and it's not based on what someone has on their body.
Okay, and Miss L.
Me, I feel like I didn't know, but I looked at girls in primary school, and I used to just think that they were so pretty, and I always had like that type of feeling. And like even in nursery, like you'd play house, and like, you know, if it's your friend and you're a girl, like you'd pretend, like back then you'd pretend to be like the mum and dad, and I like enjoyed doing that with other girls. But I think just the society we live in, like it just wasn't, especially in primary school back then, like that it wasn't spoken about, it wasn't really talked about. So I kind of went through all of my life like, yeah, dating boys, but even in secondary school, like I wouldn't want to do anything with them. I'd like hold their hand and that was about it. So I kind of like knew then. And then I think when I went to uni, everyone was a lot more free and everyone spoke about it a lot. So I just felt comfortable. And then from 18 onwards, it's just been, yeah, I like girls and that's what I like.
All right, so just to clarify, have you ever been with the opposite sex? Has any of you lot been with the opposite sex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's from the girls. Guys?
I've kissed girls, but I've never like taken it the full way yet.
Relationship or sexual as?
Sexual, so we're talking, like you've actually done the full Monty.
I mean, I've done bits. Yeah, I would say okay.
Yeah, but bits. Have you slept with a?
Nah.
Okay, so you've been sexual with them.
Yeah.
But you haven't actually gone the full Monty with them.
No.
Okay, so running off of that, how could you say that you're gay then if you haven't tried the opposite?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very good question. Okay. Could you repeat that question? Sorry.
All right, so
okay,
say,
wait, let me think about.
So,
That's a good question. Still.
So, for instance, if
Can I ask you a question?
you can in a second.
Okay. Yeah? Okay. All right. I'll let you finish.
So,
Monty.
So, obviously, the world that we have grown up in and what society tells us to do doesn't mean that it's right, doesn't mean that it's wrong. They say a man is made for a woman and a woman is made for a man. So, for you to obviously go the opposite direction and you find somebody else more attracted of the same sex, which is nothing wrong with, how would you know
Who
that
says
you
that?
are
Okay,
fully...
says
I understand
that,
your question. Firstly,
Who
okay, so your question basically is, how do I know, from what I gathered the first time you asked, your question is, how do I know I like what I like if I haven't dipped my foot in the pond?
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
Dipping my foot in a pond would basically mean sexually, right?
Yes.
Okay, well to that doesn't, I can't really answer that question because sex it's a physical thing basically.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people that live their life in celibacy, they've never had sex in their life.
Mm-hmm.
They could be straight, they could be gay, but that doesn't, you having sex with a male or female, I could be having sex with females and females only, and I could still call myself gay. Like I know some people, I have some friends that are gay and they have kids and they're having kids kind of thing. It's whatever you feel comfortable calling yourself, that's whatever you are. Whether you have sex with literally I can call myself blue. You don't see me as blue, or I may not seem blue, but that's what I identify as.
Blue.
You have to accept it.
I'm blue. Okay.
You have to accept it. I'm blue.
Yeah.
So what age would you lot say that you lot actually fully accepted that you lot, the way that you are, and you're attracted to the same sex? What age would you say?
Right, with me, I would say from when I was 18, because from a young age, it was a secret. I was hiding it from everyone. Like,
So you was in denial to start off with?
I wasn't in denial. I was scared because it's new to a lot of it's
not easy.
It's there, but it's new to a lot of people. I've got a lot of siblings. I'm African. I've got a lot of siblings. I've got we've got a lot of cousins basically. Like it's a very big family, and it's not really a thing everyone wants to kind of hear. So when you're with everyone, you're suppressing it, kind of thing. But let's say from when
Especially on Jamaican
when I turned 17, that's when I actually like I started not meeting friends, but like from social media. That's when I made Instagram. I started having friends. Like I noticed that we had something in common. Started chilling out with them. From 17, it was still a secret. I would go out, go on bad, and go back home, and I'm that mandem. Like, listen, we call it trade. I was trade. I'm still trade. I can switch it up, but
So explain trade to those that
trade.
don't know what.
I can't lie. Trade is a toxic word. I rebuke it. Trade is a toxic word, but in the gay community, trade is someone you would class as maybe, let's say, discreet, or just a toxic person, someone that hasn't really accepted themselves. And in the gay community, a lot of people tend to be attracted to them because they come across more masculine. And with that, that's what you call toxic masculinity. It's like they know they're masculine, so they want to feel like they're in role, they want to feel like they're in role. And that's what you would call a trade. I mean, you can customize anyone. A trade person could look like literally a mandem. It could be a rapper. It could be a gang member. It could be anyone, kind of thing. Like, but you would never know. No one would ever know, kind of thing.
Okay, so trade is someone. Just to clarify for those that are watching and listening, trade is someone that's still in secret in what they do.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like the Batman in the night.
Okay, yeah. I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Yeah, okay.
Basically.
Is that the same for everybody else? What age was you lot when you fully accepted this is it? This is what, there's no turning back. This is who I am, and I'm about to tell it to the world. What age was you lot?
When I was 18, when I was at uni, I just knew. Like, first of all, I came out as bi, and like everyone I was around and everyone at uni and all of my friends are very accepting anyway. So I just told them, I was just like, listen, like, I'm bi and I want to see girls, and they all just said, yeah, like, that's great. And it was just from there.
You've been with, you did touch on it, you said you've been with both.
Yes.
So what was that experience like?
What do you mean?
So what was the difference between, obviously, apart from the obvious,
Yeah.
being with a man and being with a woman? What was that feeling? Explain that feeling to us.
Yeah, I think it's like, Melissa touched on it earlier, it's just about the emotional connection, like being invested. I think when I was with boys, it was just like, I don't know, it wasn't super strong emotion. I wasn't really that bothered. Like, yeah, I thought they were good looking and they were like nice to chill with, but that's kind of it. And I think I didn't even realise that until I was with the first girl I was with. And it just felt so different. Like, you just feel comfortable. Like, you can tell them, like, talk about anything. And, like, I just didn't ever really feel that with other people, to the extent of, like, my heart felt full when I was with women. Like, it's just, yeah. And I think it's just like how someone straight would say they feel comfortable and they feel emotionally invested and connected to, you know, someone of the opposite gender. It's literally the same thing for me. It's just, I
knew I was, like, I fully accepted that I was gay when I started more doing like dancehall, which I started doing dancing like probably 5 years ago, which was like obviously twerking and stuff like that. And then I started like dancing on stages and stuff, so from there I kind of got a bit more comfortable and fully accepted probably 17, 18.
Well, I feel like I've always struggled to accept myself and who I am, so I only really fully like wholeheartedly accepted myself about 3 years ago, maybe three, roughly that time.
It's pretty late.
Yeah, 100. But I feel like that was just something that I had to go through myself, because I think I worried more about what other people thought about me rather than what I thought about myself, which was incorrect.
Definitely.
And it's not really a way to live your life. And as soon as I'd done that, like, I was so much happier. And obviously the people who didn't agree with my life or how I live it, they're not here. Like, I don't need you in my life.
Yeah.
Period.
Especially when you're not doing anything wrong. Like, you're literally just
Yeah.
loving someone that you want to love. So why should you feel bad or feel any type of way for loving, like, straight people don't get judged for loving who they love, so why am I going to get judged and why am I wrong? It's just, it's not okay.
So, how did your family and friends, like, when you lot first came out, and you said, look, this is me, this is what I want to do, this is my life, how did they treat you? How was your family and friends? Because I know that it could be, it's difficult enough accepting it for yourself, but then you know that added pressure coming from your family, especially if you come from, you know,
different backgrounds,
different types of backgrounds.
I feel like for me, because it was a big thing for me, I made it into that rather than just being like, oh, you know what, this is what I am, boom, bang. So I thought that my family would react different to what they did. So I was worried, like, I cried a couple times, a couple people that I told. And, like, literally, majority of the reactions, they didn't care. Like, I was worrying for nothing. And I know it's not the same case for everyone because everyone's family's different. Everyone grew up different. But for me, like, they're so loving. Like, my brothers, they already knew. Like, so when I told them, they just started laughing. But no, yeah. The main people that I was worried to tell was my mum and my nan. Like, they're the two people that I cried.
Okay.
But no, that's fine.
With me, my mom's side, they were fine about it. Like, I sat down with mom, me and mom spoke, and she called me to sit down. And we had a conversation and stuff, and she was fine. Like, it wasn't a thing of, like, she didn't shout or nothing. But my dad's side, they tried to act oblivious to it. Like, just every time they heard something or they heard something from someone, it's like, they would be like, oh, like, what's this we're hearing and stuff. But they knew already for a long time. So it wasn't a thing. I never got shouted at from any sides or anything. I don't really talk to my dad's side too tough. Like, I talk to some of them, but my dad mainly, no, I don't really talk to him.
Alright, so just to interject, sorry. So off camera, I asked, you know, what country you're from. So if you could just let the viewers know.
Oh, so my mom's side is Ghanaian and my dad's side is Jamaican and St. Lucian. But I more know the Jamaican side than the St. Lucian side. So, yeah.
And do you feel like because your dad's from the Caribbean, he dealt with it very much like a Caribbean person?
No, not really. He didn't really deal with it like how I've heard worse stories of people like from the Caribbean with Caribbean backgrounds. It was more just like trying to kind of tell me how to live, but wasn't there to kind of have that whole father figure kind of thing. So it's like you can't really tell me nothing. So yeah.
With me, I would say my family have accepted it, but they haven't accepted it. But one thing, for as long as I'm single, one thing I've told my mum, well, my family in general is, well, with my mum actually, I told her that right now, I know she's not, obviously, okay, let me start from the start. My family accept it, but they don't accept it, but it's in a way where I respect them enough not to rub it in their face. And till this day, they could still assume I'm straight or I'm gay or whatever. In their heads, they can assume I am gay or whatever, but I've already told them once and I'm not going to keep telling them. And I've decided to end it in a way where I just need to be who I am. Whether it's the way I dress, whether it's the way I look, speak or whatever. The way I'm in my house is the way I want to walk out of my house and go back in my house. So whether my parents see it or not and they don't accept it, they just need to see that that's me. And at one point, they're just going to be like, right, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think for me, it was easy for me. Like, I told everyone and they were all really accepting. I wasn't nervous or scared to tell like any of my family because my family are quite understanding of a lot of, like, they're quite liberal anyway. So I just kind of like told them and then it was fine. And then it was just like, oh, yeah, like, you like girls. And then from then it's like just, you know, they asked me like, oh, you see, like, who you see? And like they ask who I'm with and they always ask about girls. It's not like they try and say, oh, like, are you with boys or anything else? It's just always been fine. Like, it was easy for me. So, yeah. So
you felt like a lot of people just kind of knew prior to you actually coming out, because sometimes, you know, when you speak to people that like the same sex, there's always a friend that says, do you know what, like, they've been telling you for a little while, like, I don't think you like the opposite sex. Have you lot got any close friends that just had it on point?
But when you're asking her that question, right, I would just want to ask if, let's say, as a female,
Yeah.
if your friends have sussed it out kind of thing, would you say was it because you maybe acted as a tomboy or
No,
you're
they-
feminine, masculine?
No, they didn't. Like my friends didn't suss it out at all. They were like. They were surprised when I told them, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
my friends
negative
didn't have a
surprise.
clue.
They were
Oh,
just
okay,
like,
okay.
they were like, oh really? Okay, like, do you want to go to a gay bar? Like it was
Okay.
it was fine. Like we can be your wing woman. Like it wasn't like they didn't suss anything. They were all surprised. But I think now they're like, you're so gay. Like, how did we not see
Yeah,
this before?
yeah.
They were like, you've been.
I feel like once
they
someone
didn't clock
knows,
it before.
they clock little things.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oh, like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
But they had no idea. No idea.
yeah.
They were like, oh, I thought you liked boys, and I was like, yeah, that was like back then.
I don't know.
It's so different that a male could never come out to his friends like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's so
It's a lot
much
of-
tension.
Yeah,
It's so,
Really?
bare
because,
tension.
alright, let's say as a young black boy that's raised in South London,
Yeah.
with the siblings I have, we grew up on the road kind of thing. So a lot of the friends that from secondary school, I would say tops. We would call it tops, like just the one that was always present, the one that everyone kind of knew, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So with the friends that I had, they're not really accepting into stuff like that. Let's say they're more homophobic. So my secondary school friends, I would say I don't really mix with them. I haven't come out to any of them until I actually met friends that I can relate to.
Yeah.
And now, let's say a high majority of my friends are LGBT, as in lesbian, gay, trans, non-binary, everything.
Yeah.
Literally majority of my friends. So right now, if you're to ask me if I have any straight friends, I don't even know. I could just say I got straight cousins. That's it.
Really?
Like everyone's LGBT.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah,
What's non-binary? What does that mean?
non-binary is you would refer to non-binary is based on pronouns. So as a female, you would refer to as she. A cisgendered woman, you would refer to as she. Now there's some people that don't believe in gender, so you call yourself whatever you choose to call yourself. So you refer to them as they
Yeah. Or that.
or them. And then men, it's the same for men and women, so they could class themselves as non-binary. So one thing we need to look out for in the LGBT community is the people's pronouns. So
Yeah.
what people are doing
People
these
get
days
really
is in their
offended.
bios.
Yeah.
What people are doing in their bios is putting their pronouns.
Yeah.
So if you would like to be called he, you would write he or his. So it's awareness kind of thing. So it's like a sign. That's how people know who they can mix with on social media and that.
Yeah.
So whatever you choose to identify as is whatever you choose to identify, whatever you prefer. But it's more away from like the sexual organs you have. Like it's beyond the physical. It's beyond the physical.
Yeah, because I feel like they would go with the they them pronouns, and it's just little things like, I don't know, like I sometimes call my friends like, I'm like, oh baby girl, and then some of my friends who are they and them, like I have to be like, oh baby, and like stop myself from saying girl because I know they wouldn't appreciate it. So it's just watching yourself and like being respectful of how they want to be spoken to and how they want to be described, or it's just being mindful of other people.
Yeah.
What would you refer to what would your pronouns be?
She.
You?
He.
I am she.
I am she.
Okay.
What about you?
I would say he. I'm he.
Okay.
I'm a male. I've accepted I'm a male.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to males, but I don't believe it. I believe you're allowed to call yourself what you want to call yourself. So I'm a he, but I call everyone girl. I can't lie.
Yeah, I just saying.
My friends call me girl.
I'll call him and be like, girl.
Literally,
Like, let me
girl,
let you know
I
something,
call
girl.
everyone girl, and it's turned into a habit because it's part of the gay lingo, especially in like the black community. There's also the ballroom community, which is more based to do with Vogue, and which was started off in New York, brought it to Paris. Now it's just everywhere. To be honest, it's international, and we've picked up a lingo. So now with the friends I have every day, we would be like girl or she. I call everyone she.
Yeah.
And
I do sis, I can't
it
lie.
tends
That's a bit
to
yeah.
offend
Yeah,
people, but with me, I have a lot of friends that are non-binary, but let's say on a normal day, they could take offense if you're to call them he or she, but with my lingo, they understand it because I call everyone she.
Literally.
If someone's drop down. If someone's buckled across the road, I could be like, "Rah, did you see her?" It's just
Yeah.
it's the way I
It's the
talk.
way you talk,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
one thing I would like to put out there to all my friends is that it's the lingo. It's
Literally.
it's
nothing
literally
personal.
it's nothing
Yeah,
personal.
no, it's just literally just.
But I think I say bro a lot, even to
Yeah.
like my
Even bro,
I'm
it's
like,
the
bro.
I don't
same.
say bro.
I'm like,
to
bro.
way, I'm just like girl.
Yeah, I do it
gal.
all the time. I'm like, bro, I text them saying bro, and like,
Oh, yeah, no,
they're girls
I
or
do bro.
they're they, them, and I'm just like, oh, bro, like, imagine. And it's like not a thing, because it's like,
I feel like if someone
going out
knows
of your
you,
way to
they know
do
you're
that.
not trying to offend them. It's just
Yeah.
it's just the way that you
Yeah.
talk.
But here's the other thing too. With the gay community, there is a bit of shade. So you can call me she, but you can't call me she. Not everyone can call me she because there is a
Yeah.
lot of shade. So
Very
if you're
shady.
if you see someone you don't like across the road,
Like, gal, you
look
see
at her. Did you see her?
You see her?
Or if there's someone that looks good across the road, like rah, look at her, rah,
Yeah.
she looks good, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's all in the tone. It's all
So
in the-
essentially, you lot have your own lingo.
yeah,
amongst
we have our
yourselves.
own lingo, and people use everyone uses it. Straight people use it. Period. Period.
Yeah.
Per. You know the vibe. There's a lot of stuff that
Yeah, it's just.
the gay people started it, but people
Pick it
don't
up.
understand.
Pick it up,
Yeah.
They
And
think
we'll
they
use
picked
it.
it up on the road,
Yeah.
on social media,
from nowhere.
but the gay people started it.
Okay, so would you say that as being black and gay, do you think that's different from being white and gay in the UK?
In the UK,
Definitely in the UK.
yeah.
definitely.
I feel like white people that are gay are more accepted, and I think it literally just comes down to backgrounds. I feel like in my household, me coming out, it wasn't, even though in my head I made it a thing, it wasn't a thing, whereas some of your family might not accept it as much as
Yeah.
mine, and I think it literally just comes down to that simple fact.
So would you say that it's a culture thing?
I would.
In your opinion,
Yeah, I would agree. I would
Yeah.
agree. It's a culture
I'd
thing,
agree as
definitely.
well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's definitely a culture thing. It's based on the family backgrounds.
Yeah, and how people
Yeah.
were raised and stuff.
Because let's say in Europe, in the UK, it's a white country, and with a lot of our families, let's say a lot of the black people would descend from, let's say they come from Jamaica, Africa, and with the families we have, let's say they're obviously straight. They were raised in a way where a man and a woman, they have their child, their child would have a man and a woman, and it goes on and on and on. So knowing that we don't really want to worry them, because we obviously they want grandkids. End of the day, they want grandkids. We want to keep the family tree going, but in the UK, with the black population, a majority of them are they're not really accepting to it.
Yeah.
Because of the way they were raised. It's all to do with generations. Let's say maybe their grandparents might have been fine with it, but maybe the great grandparents or so and the ancestors weren't fine with it.
fine with it. So that's it, kind of trickled down.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I think it's hard as well, because it's like, just because, like, even what you've just said of like, oh, families want you to carry on the family tree. I think for me, it's kind of like deep in like, but even if you're straight, like, it doesn't mean you have to have kids. So when parents or grandparents say like, oh, like, you're not gonna be giving me grandchildren because, you know, your sexuality, I just think it's silly, because I could be straight and not want kids. Like, it just might not be a thing for me. So I just feel like people need to start deep in that. Yeah,
People don't
yeah,
think
exactly.
about how you're
And a
feeling
straight
about
person
how
wouldn't
they-
get judged for it,
Yeah.
but someone that's gay or, you know, in our community will get judged for it, and their parents will be mad at them, and it's like, it's just silly. It's just like, people need to kind of like
Get
think
over
about the bigger picture and not just think, oh, your sexuality means this, because it really doesn't.
What's the worst thing that you've had to deal with, just in life in general? It's not per se in the gay community or being gay, but just you being human beings. What's the worst thing that you'll have had to deal with? It could be the gay, you know,
Okay.
that could be probably the biggest thing.
I just quickly want to start by saying the worst thing I had to deal with was just hiding myself and just acting and just switching. Because let's say around my friends, let's say before I came out, around my friends, I was very bad. I wouldn't say bad, but I was bad. But at home, I was a good kid. I would do my chores. My parents loved me. They would get me presents every week just for sweeping. They loved me. But it's like switching from that to that. It's long. It's long because now
Draining.
you get to a certain age where you get your own mobile phone. You make social media. You're on your phone with your friends. Your parents could be hearing the way you're talking to your friends, and you're like, when did you ever become like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
And that's one thing I really didn't like, that I had to act a certain way and around my family and around my friends. But then when at one point it collides, as in if I'm to introduce my friends to them, they will actually be surprised kind of thing. And I want to be comfortable. I want to be open. Like,
Yeah. Just for
that's
free.
just it. It was just a lot of tension in my body. A lot of tension.
I would say my worst point, I think, was like, for example, living kind of two different lives with the dancing and then going home to like my mum and stuff, where on social media I'm with this big like dance for artists and stuff, and then to go back to my mum's and like she's not really like, she's just like, oh, like, where are you getting paid from kind of thing, and I'm just like, okay, like, yeah, like I work kind of thing, or all of that. And then yeah, like I got posted on Shade Borough, and then from there everything just went a bit more
And what was you said you got posted on?
Shade Borough.
And
So
what was
basically
that
over
about?
quarantine, what's it called again? I had done like little like collabs with different artists. So I done a live with Miss Banks. I done a live
Love
with Ivorian Doll.
Just different artists.
Yeah, there's bare different
Yeah.
artists basically. So
Different artists.
Ivorian Doll, Nadia Rose, whatever, whatnot. Cool. And then I basically danced on Ivorian Doll's live, and my little sister's friend messaged her and like was like, oh, like it's your brother kind of thing, whatever, whatnot. Long story short, I think my sister obviously didn't know what to do, so she showed my mum. The mum was calling me or whatever, whatnot, while I was on the live dancing or whatever, whatnot. By the time I got off the phone, then it was just this big thing. Like she basically was like, what if the blog pages post you, whatever. I was like, I'm not really thinking about those kind of things. And then probably 3 days later, I got posted on the Shade Borough, but it was for a different live I was on. And then it just, yeah.
And the
kinda-
way the Shade Borough posted
they
him,
didn't post it like how it happened. They posted it 2 days later and tried to make it seem like it was just something that was not planned. But before that, I'd already spoken to the artist that I was on her live already. So yeah, it came out a different way. And then
So was that a negative effect, or was there a
it
positive?
kind of, because it was just like mom was kind of a bit more like, so what about your sister when she's got to go to school and stuff like that? Like I totally understand it, but at the same time, this is how I make my money, this is how I get around, this is how I network, like this is my career. Like it's only gonna get bigger from here because I've got like what 13.7k on Instagram, so it literally will build up. So from there, for like probably a few weeks, like I just never said nothing to her because I was just like, to be honest, I live by myself, like I ain't got to deal with any of this. And then in the end, she got over it. We just don't talk about it, but it's yeah.
and I just want to add on with the shit. I didn't even want to say Shade Borough, but with the blogs these days,
They just
they put, let's say, with gay people, they first of all, these blogs, they would not post gay people because
they don't want to show them in that good light. They always it's
they wouldn't
always
show
a
it in that
negative
good
thing.
light. Because let's be honest, seeing gay stuff is new to some people. Like it's very shocking. It's not normal. So when someone does post, when one of the blogs do post it on social media, it's what is going on
my
here.
reaction.
Or
It's
like
what is
a
going
man
on.
in his beard or something.
And that comes to show.
something. I've gone through it a good few times now. Like the first page I got posted on, I literally got my whole like Instagram to literally block the page and remove it. Like so, literally lost like probably thousands of followers. And then recently, I've just been like, you know, I don't even care. Just let them keep doing it. It's just. But yeah, like they just find a way to tear down the gays. They don't ever post them in a positive light. Like it's always something negative, or a gay's having an argument, or a gay's involved in this, or a gay's, especially when it comes to black gays as well. It's never promoted as they're doing something positive. It's always negative.
Never in a good light.
And how about you girls? What's the worst scenario or situation you've had to deal with? It doesn't have to be associated to you lot being gay.
I wouldn't say it's a scenario or situation, but like me as a person, I'm very emotional. Like as much as I hate to admit it, like I'll keep everything inside and I don't talk about things. So that's, for me, that's probably the hardest thing that I have personally to deal with, because I'll bottle everything up and then something small happens and I'll just lash out and I'll move mad. But like that's something that I had to deal with, and sort out and change myself. Just not even just for myself, but for everyone else around me, because it's not fair on everyone else. So for me, that's something that I had to deal with.
Do you feel like it was a big barrier between you and obviously everyone you was around? Do you feel like it was causing problems?
Like I used to push away a lot of people. Like I used to argue with a lot of people that were trying to do right by me, or maybe not even just do right, but I used to, if I was ever upset or when I did lash out and people used to question me about it used to get me even angrier, because it's kind of like, why are you questioning me? Because this is how I feel. But if I just spoke before the build-up and all of the bottling, none of it would have happened. So then it just made me angry at the person that was trying to understand why I was moving like that.
Yeah. I think I feel the same, really. I think I used to be quite an angry person. I wouldn't react well to kind of any kind of situation, especially like a stressful situation. I just felt like I couldn't cope with it, especially because other things were going on in my life. I was just like, oh, like, do you know what? This is the way I feel, and this has happened to me. So like, don't be mad at me for being angry. I can be angry if I want to be angry, sort of thing. And that's just obviously not the right way to handle things or the right way to communicate. And I think, yeah, just like what Melissa said, it was like the more someone tries to at you for being angry, the angrier you get. So I think it was like taking time, kind of like looking at myself and really listening to other people, and then trying to like react in a more positive way. So I just felt like I used to just pop off all the time. So yeah. It's just, I don't do that anymore.
I'm not perfect. Like I still do it 110%. Like I'll
You're
still
human, ain't you?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not perfect. So
definitely.
like it still happens, but
the thing is, you're trying though. Like, as long as you're
is.
trying to be a better person, as long as you're trying to improve your life, other people's lives, like no one can be mad at you for trying to heal yourself. Like never.
Yeah, no. Like when I was younger in secondary school, I think it's like year 9. Like I was just going through a couple of things, and like I got alopecia. Like I started going bald. It wasn't like a major like thing, but it's like a couple bald patches, and that was just because I was stressful about something. And I kept it to myself rather than talking about it. I'm not saying it might not have happened, but it definitely would have helped. And obviously when I had to go through that, I got forced to maybe talk and just not even talk about how I felt, but I had to acknowledge the fact that, I'm stressed out, so it's a problem, and that's what I have to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay. So. And how do you lot feel about marriage and kids? Because obviously, you know, most people would say, you know, man and woman, they produce kids. And also there is like this saying that gay guys and gay women tend to not marry. But what do you lot think about that?
I want kids.
I don't think that's true.
I want kids. Yeah, I want kids the normal way as well. Not just like, that means I would obviously have to have sex with a girl. But I want everything to be normal.
Are you willing to make that sacrifice?
Yeah, of course, for my kids, definitely.
It ain't a sacrifice, it's nature.
Yeah,
that's how you're supposed to do it, or it's not how you're supposed to do it, but
that's how
it's
it's happening.
doing it. It's a way of doing it.
Yeah. See,
that's how the world says you should do it.
No, so you're not. That means you're not against it. Then, so you're not against actually
I'm not against
you to produce your offspring. You're happy with going with a woman.
Yeah.
To do so.
Yeah, it has to be made from love. You can't just be.
No, but then people do have
if you had a child with a woman, would you and that woman raise a child?
Yeah,
or
would you be together?
and your husband raise?
Not in a relationship.
No, not in a relationship. Definitely not.
Not in a relationship. My whole thing is marriage.
Sounds a bit selfish.
Marriage is something that was man-made once upon a time. Anything that was created by a man wasn't created before that man was created. So my whole thing is that I'm not gonna let one person tell me that I have to marry. Fair enough. Marrying is very common. It's normal. It's part of your life. It's part of your life cycle. But someone once decided that you should get married, and I don't necessarily have to get married.
No, yeah, I get that. But like when it comes to kids, like you know, like you said, like a baby's made from love, and that you'd have sex with the girl to have the kid. Would you not get a surrogate if you was in like a partnership with someone else?
Yeah, but I just feel like I want to go through the experience because I've never had that experience before.
Yeah.
So to go through it, then yeah. But like obviously there's other options, but I just always feel like that would have been my first option. So that's what I
Yeah.
would go with before. any
So it'd be
other
someone
option.
that you already know. Like, you've got
Yeah,
love-
someone
okay.
that
Like a friend.
yeah.
Okay.
My whole thing is connection, because like I said, I am attracted to males, but it's to do with connection. I could like guys and a girl could change my mind. Like when I connect with a girl, it is deep. It's so deep that I wouldn't call myself straight, but I'm straight. Nothing's gonna turn me until we turn apart. The last time I actually did have that encounter with a female was, let's say, a few years ago when I was 16. The college years. Then once I got out of that, it's just we haven't really been in contact since then. But my whole thing is maybe till we meet again. That's my baby mama. That's my wife. That's whatever. But
That's my
it's
baby
basically
mama.
it's connection. It's based on connection. Like
And ladies, how do you lot feel about kids and marriage?
Yeah, I want to get married. Yeah, I want to have kids. No, I don't want to sleep with a man to do it. That's the energy I'm on. Like, no, thank you.
so, how would you have that child?
Insemination or
What is that? Sorry.
It's where you get someone's sperm and you put it in yourself.
Okay.
yeah, so that, or if I don't know, I haven't tried to have kids, so like a surrogate maybe, or yeah, and then my partner if they want to carry. But I just that's the way I would do it. I wouldn't sleep with a man, especially if I was with someone. It's just no, I wouldn't.
How would you choose the man to have your child? Because once obviously that sperm is taken from the man, that is your child.
Yeah.
So,
See, me personally, I've got 2 brothers, so if I was gonna get an insemination, it would be from my brothers, because then for me, like, it's my blood in it. So obviously that's if like my girlfriend was carrying the baby, but if it was like the other way around, so if I had to be inseminated and she didn't have brothers or a particular person that she had who she would want the father to be, then I've got, like, me personally, I've got friends where I would have kids with, whether I was single or not. Like, if I wanted a child, like, I've got best friends that would give me their sperm, essentially. Like, they wouldn't mind.
yeah.
Right, and if I didn't have anyone like that, then I would go and get sperm from like a sperm bank. Like, I'd go and do that. Like, I'd happily do that. Yeah.
Would you guys adopt?
I would.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I would adopt and have kids.
Yeah.
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 That's quite
Just make
You
sure
sound
I've
like
got
you
some
want
money
to do it
first.
all.
I want to do it all. Listen, life's too short. Do what you can. You're allowed to do what you want.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
allowed.
For real.
For sure.
No regrets.
Literally.
Okay, so the gay community and the way that the world tends to kind of perceive them, do you feel like it's changing over the last 10 years, or since you've come out, that you actually, this is who I am and you have to accept me or not? Do you feel like the way that people view gay people in society, do you feel like that's changing?
I think I've always like had that energy of like I don't really care if you accept me or not, because I am who I am. Like, I can't change myself. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm not going to force myself to be with a man or like a man because all of you lot are uncomfortable and don't agree with my lifestyle. Like, it's just not something I can do. And I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I think I'm loving someone who deserves to be loved as much as I do. So whether the world, like, it is harder when like you're out and people like are looking, or like, I've had people like, even when I've been on public transport before, like with a girl, like they try to cuss me and draw me out, like, for what, because I'm holding her hand or because I'm kissing her. Like, it's just, I've had all that, but I think it just boils down to like, I don't care what they think. And it's like, in the moment, yeah, I do get upset and it like hurts me and irks me, but I think whether they agree with me or not, like, I'm still gonna be me. And I think, yeah, it's got better. Like, people are more accepting and understanding, but then in the same breath, there's loads of people that are still severely homophobic. So it's hard to say society has got better, because I know so many homophobic people that don't agree with the lifestyle and tell me what I'm doing is wrong. But then I know loads of people that wouldn't even blink an eyelid if I kissed my girlfriend or told them I was gay. Like, it would just be like, okay, like, you don't need to announce it now, because it's so many people are in our community now. So I think,
we know.
yeah, exactly. Like, like, you don't have to announce, like, to a straight person doesn't have to announce to me that they're straight and they're dating an opposite gender. So why do I have to come in a room and tell you what I'm doing in and out of the bedroom. Like, you don't need to know. Like, it's not at the forefront of my mind. And I think especially because it's so normal to me, I don't even think about it. It's only really when like people in the street come up to me, or like especially men, if men talk to me, I'm like, it happened to me yesterday. I was waiting, I was waiting for my girlfriend. And this guy came up to me. He was like, "Oh, like you're a sweet one." And I was like, "Oh, okay, like yeah." He was like, "Oh, who are you waiting for?" And I was like, "Oh, like I'm waiting for my girlfriend." And he was like, "Oh, okay, like not your boyfriend then." And I was like, "No," like he was like, "You're single then?" And I was like, "No, I just said I'm waiting for my girlfriend." And he was like, "Oh, I thought you meant your friends. Like you're actually gay." And I was like, "Yeah, I just told you I'm waiting for my girlfriend." And he was just thrown. Like he looked so confused, and I was just like, "Why are you not getting it?"
But I feel like when boys do approach you and they do realise that you're gay, it gets them a bit excited, and that's what's really
it's
so annoying.
It's so annoying.
Straight people
guys love this,
sexualize
they
that
love.
stuff.
They love
so
it.
wrong.
Yeah.
They sexualize it. You can tell it. A girl could tell them, "I'm a lesbian."
They're like, okay, cool.
They
Where's
say,
your
"Let
girlfriend?
me join."
Bring your
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Oh, do you know how many times we've been out? And
Like we've been out and like I've
stand
been out
it.
before and like been dancing, and like a guy's come up to who I'm with and said, "Oh, like can I have a turn?" What?
Oh, it's so left. It gets me so irate.
You wouldn't
I
go
can't
up to a
lie.
man
no.
dancing with his girl and say, "Can I have a turn?" So why are you doing that to me?
The thing is, I'm so blunt as well. Like, we was out. Where was we? Oh, I can't remember. We was walking down the street, and then this guy was walking behind us for a good 10 minutes. Like, we was holding, like it was evident that we're gay, right? And he walks past, and he talks to her, and like, she was like, "Oh hi." I was like, I said,
She was not having
and
it.
his face just dropped. He went, "Oh."
She was not having it.
No,
but that's like
I'm not
even
into
like
it.
2 minutes after that happened, some guy came past on his scooter,
Yeah, same day.
saying like, "Oh, I'd marry you," and then we both looked at him,
And
so
then
we
he
both holding
clocked,
hands,
and he went,
was like,
"Oh, I'll take both of you." And I
he
was
was like, "I'd
thinking,
happily marry both of you." And it's
That
just like,
happens
why
all
do
the
you say that?
time.
Too enough.
It's crazy, but yeah, I can turn you straight, like you haven't had the right dick yet, and I'm like, no, honey, that's the problem. I don't like it.
That's the thing. Straight people, but that's the
like
thing.
it.
A lot of this is what I call toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
A lot of straight males, they would
So
look at a
much.
female and a lot of straight male, majority of them believe that they've got power over the woman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they've got power
Definitely.
over the woman, and when you have power over someone, you look at them to a certain extent where you're not gonna see them at your level.
Yeah, they're beneath
So
you.
when a guy is looking at a lesbian, I believe he's looking at her as if, does she even know what she is? Like,
Yeah, but I feel
They do
like
say
men
that.
sexualize
They say
lesbians
that.
anyway, and that's what I find really annoying. Like when
Yeah.
it comes to porn and things like that, more time boys gonna click on the two girls eating each other
yeah.
out and shit like that. Like it's just I find it so annoying.
Yeah.
And that's why when I'm walking down the street and you ask me if I'm gay, and like when it comes out that I'm gay, you try and move to me more. Like no,
Yeah,
bro,
it excites them. They're like,
you're
like,
getting excited for
"Oh."
the wrong person because I'm not it.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not.
like chat to you more. You think it would just dead it, but they stand there and they're like, "Oh, are you sure? Like, can I just take you out? Maybe you'll like me." And it's like, bro, like, please no. Like, you wouldn't do this if it was a girl that said she had a boyfriend. So why are you doing it to me?
Like
'Cause I said I
not
had
a lot of
girlfriend?
things get under my skin very easily, but that is one thing that. Oh.
I just want to switch it up with gay people now. No one's talking to you on road. If anyone's talking to you on road, they're either very, very out and they know you're out, or
Yeah.
let's say someone like me. I might look feminine. I don't know whether it's from my piercings or whatever, but if someone wants to see me on the road, they're not gonna know I'm gay. So let's say,
Yeah, that's how I feel.
unless you know me from social media or you know of me, like we have mutual friends or whatever, no one's actually gonna talk to me. Majority of the time, I'm approached on social media. But let's say in real life, if anyone that's gay, anyone that sees anyone else that's gay on the road, it's not accepted. So they will speak to you discreetly. And I'll go back to what I said before regarding trade. Majority of the time, it's the trade that would approach you on the road discreetly. They could be in their car, or they could actually just see you
Wow.
manage to talk to you discreetly, kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
But majority of the time, social media, if they find you, they find you. If they don't find you, I saw you on the road, you looked good, but
Yeah.
Really?
This is it.
It's happened.
Yeah, I
A
feel
few
like
times.
nobody ever thinks I'm a lesbian, so like no girls come up to me, like unless I'm like at an event where like a gay event, then obviously people come up to me, and I've had it like a few times on the street, but like just nobody. It's always just man.
I get mixed. Like,
Yeah.
some people assume that I'm gay. Some people, when they hear, they're like, really?
Yeah.
Right.
This is the thing. If there was no if sexuality didn't exist, like, it would all be fine. Like, you see someone on road, you like, you'll talk to them, like. But here's the thing. I feel like I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day, and they said, well, for males, 1 in 3, like, from like throughout your whole life, or all the people you know, in that 1 in 3 males are gay. And I was like, that's a lie. Like,
Yeah.
how? Sexuality, whatever you decide your sexuality is, obviously your mind is fixed on it.
Yeah.
Your mind is fixed on it, and the brain controls the rest of your body. If you see something, it will turn you. If you see something you like, it will turn you on.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what it is.
It doesn't matter what it is. If you see something you like, it will turn you on. The
Yeah.
same thing. If I look at that same thing, it won't turn me on. So then that's the whole thing where I'm like, sexuality is not. It's not physical. Like, it's in the mind. So that's why I don't like to say I've got a sexuality, because what is a sexuality? It's in the head. It's in the head. It's literally. It's not even in the head. It's like the word was created by someone. Straight, gay, whatever, just to categorize people. But at the end of the day, we're all humans.
Yeah.
The only thing that we could, let's say, people can categorize for us from, or the one thing that we could represent, is our nationalities or our skin tones and all of that. But sexuality is, it's your sexual preference. Like, what has that got to do with anything?
So what do you all have to say to those that discriminate against what you choose to be or what you've accepted for yourself? What do you say to those people?
Sorry, didn't catch yourself.
I see it a different
Yeah,
way.
because
Fuck off.
Same
with anyone can get it. Basically, sorry, like, anyone can get it. Like, I don't give two fucks. Like, I've grown up in South, and I've been around mandem and stuff. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I may be gay, but I would, like, literally.
Fuck one of that. You see, even what you just said there, like, yeah, I'm gay, whatever. We all got hands. We've got hands.
Like,
we got hands.
And if they needed to be used, then they will be.
My whole thing, you like what you like, I like what I like. You eat mushrooms, I don't eat mushrooms. It's the same shit. It's the same shit.
I just think people need to just learn to be kind and be nice and be understanding. And just because you don't agree with a lifestyle or a life choice, why do you think you can have an opinion on that lifestyle or choice?
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself.
I feel like,
keep it to yourself.
People need to learn that when they're uncomfortable, keep that to yourself. Because if you bring it to me that you're uncomfortable or your opinions, you're going to make me feel a type of way. And I don't care for your opinion. Like,
No, I
it's
read
dead.
that straight in your
Like,
face.
keep it to yourself and we're all good.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's the issue, because I feel like, one, I don't think anybody should discriminate against anyone for anything, especially something like sexuality or skin colour or anything like that, or like how rich you are, how poor you are. I think it's just a case of, if you are going to feel like that, which I think is wrong, I think you should be understanding, you should try to understand. If you're going to be that person that is so ignorant, you don't want to try and understand, just keep your mouth closed.
Like, my thing is if you have a negative opinion on something on me that I cannot change, do not share it.
Yeah, agreed.
Don't share it.
Because you're only going to hurt the person and, you know, make yourself look like one fool as well, so just stop.
I believe you're allowed your opinion. You're allowed to have your preference or your thoughts on whatever, but not on anyone else's life or anyone's decision, or just have your opinion on life, the world, but just no one else.
Yeah.
That's it. There's a reason behind everything. I wouldn't say there's a reason behind sexuality, but someone is the way they are for a reason. So you don't know that. You don't know anything deeper than that.